Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ace.
And I'm your host, McMillian.
And we are back for another week with episode 16. But as always, if you would like to become a council member and follow us every week as we talk all things anime and sometimes manga, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council. And for any new listeners out there, our weekly episodes consist of me and McMillian following along with 3 animes of our choosing for the current anime season and review and discuss every new episode that comes out. The 3 animes we chose for this winter 22 season were Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, and the Case Study of Vanitas Season 1 Part 2. As many of you all know, Demon Slayer Entertainment District is gone now. It has ended. So right now, our weekly episodes are only consisting of Vanitas and Attack on Titan. Our plan is to replace Demon Slayer with something else. We have not made up our mind yet whether we want to replace it or not. But if we will, then of course we will let you guys know. As well as the timestamps for when we start talking about each specific anime will be down low in the description of the YouTube video, as well as the episode description for the audio only platform. So if you just want to skip to a certain anime, you can go right along and do that. And with that being said, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. All right, everybody. It's been a long week here. A lot of stuff going on in the world. If you're a gamer, there's a lot of new games that's been coming out recently. And if you're an anime fan, we had a lot of new announcements and stuff that's been going down this week. It's just a lot of stuff that's been happening. So I hope everybody had a good week. And welcome back. So we're gonna start up with some council announcements. So our first council announcement that we have for today is the Fire Force manga is officially done. If many of you don't know what Fire Force is one of the new gen shonen that has been coming out, recently, and it is about firefighters. But it is made by the same man who created Soul Eater, and it is definitely a good watch. It's definitely one of the good new gen shonens that came out. If you have not yet had a chance to check it out, definitely go check it out, especially if you like Soul Eater. If you like Soul Eater, you'll definitely like this. So the Fire Force manga has ended. Hopefully that means we'll begin the season 3 announcement for the anime here coming up soon, because apparently, I'm not going to talk about how it ended, but apparently, some good stuff is going down and a lot of connections were made, and I want to see how that goes down. So I'm waiting for the season 3 announcement to come on out. What are your thoughts on Fire Force, McMillian?
I'm pretty sure Fire Force in general. I think it's a good story. Tells really well, nice characters, stuff like that. There's besides one, but hey, you got your joke characters in every anime shonen property.
Leave her alone.
But, no. If I have to deal with it, I'm gonna talk about it. But regardless of that fact, I feel like what Ace said is true. If you like Soul Eater, you'll probably like Fire Force. A lot of Soul Eater, you could definitely feel it in the show as well, but nice action, good story, good characters. Really can't go wrong with it.
Can't go wrong with it. All right, moving on to our next announcement we got here for today. So the Classroom of the Elite Season 2 announcement has been confirmed. Now, I do not know much about this anime, so I'm going to hand it over to McMillian. He can talk a little bit more about this. So give us a rundown, McMillian, Classroom of the Elite.
So quick thing, if you're an old anime watcher, you would know of these things called student councils. Keep our name just a bit, all right? Where they were basically like hired in old anime. There was a trope where they were more powerful than the government, or like above God in some cases, or had gods on them in some cases. Classroom of the Elite is basically a story about a school made for legitimately elite students. Every year they add in new students to like this ridiculous school, and they have to prove themselves as being elite or above society. Like, it is ridiculous, the stuff that they have to do. There was I think in the first season, there was an exam where they took them to a private island where they had to show out and stun on everybody in intellect. It was crazy, but the story is so good, and the characters are really well, it's really well told, and it has really interesting characters, and the plot is super interesting. I would definitely go ahead and give season 1 a look at if you have not.
Okay.
hopefully you'll be as excited for season 2 as I am, because legitimately, it was one of those it was one of those 12-episode animes that you watch where you were just like, I kind of
ain't got nothing else to do.
It actually might be 24, but I can't not remember.
Okay,
and it just turned out to be really good.
Yeah,
and I was like,
one of
wow,
no, I feel you.
And there's no season 2.
Yeah,
fuck, like.
So is there a student council in this anime?
Yes.
Well, we might have to add it to one of our lineups when it comes back out.
One of the main characters is a younger sister of the guy who's in charge. Okay. And their dynamic is very interesting.
I'll have to take a look at it. We might have to add this one to our weekly lineup whenever it comes out. But moving on to our next announcement, No Game No Life is getting a manga adaptation. No Game No Life is another isekai anime where this guy and his sister got transported to a video game. Well, not a video game, where they got transported to a world where everything is decided by a game. And so in the end, the gist of it is you challenge everybody. He's going around challenging everybody, so at the end he can challenge God. It's weird, I know, but it's a good show. It's
honestly, it's one of those things that was like, when it came out, I don't think a lot of people knew about it, but as time has gone on, and it makes its way through the grapevine, it became a cult classic, basically, to the point where they made a movie recently. I think it was like sometime in college, also pretty good. I think it's like No Game No Life 0 or something.
And I'm gonna have to go check that out because I have not seen that.
It's good. It's good. If you like the series, you'll like the movie. So hopefully with this resurgence of this new manga adaptation, if it boosts in popularity, they'll be like, all right, we'll get you season 2, please.
Okay.
Please. Because they've been giving the seasons of stuff I didn't think we would go get. Like Clash of the Elite coming out of nowhere. And then Devil's a Part-Timer. I mean, this is a while back that it got announced for season 2, but I did not expect that to come back either. So fingers crossed.
All right. Moving on to our next announcement, we got Zatch Bell is getting a manga sequel, everybody. Now, this is an old classic manga / anime, Zatch Bell. I'm not going to go too deep into this. If you don't know what Zatch Bell is, go look it up. Just go look it up. It's definitely one of those old classics. Moving on from that.
I was going to say, it's like, apparently the anime does not end. Read the manga. I am very interested to see how this story continues based on where it left off in the manga.
This is correct. But no, the anime does, at least from what I heard, the anime does not finish where the manga ends. It ends prematurely. From what I've heard. I'm not.
Go check it out. It's a pretty good story. I don't know if you'll think it's kiddie or not, because it did come out like.
I mean, well, it is. Subjective. I mean,
it's decent. It's decently old though. Is all I'm going to say.
It is. I guess would you consider it a kids anime? Like,
so it was on for kids, but so was One Piece. So I don't know.
Well, there you go. Well, anyways, so take it for what you will. It is getting a manga sequel. Hopefully, maybe even an anime sequel. Who knows? I guess it just depends on how well the manga does. But anyways, moving on for that. Our next announcement we got here, Nier Automata. There we go. Is getting a anime. We have officially got the announcement for the anime for Nier. And let me just tell you guys now, if you have not played any of the Nier titles, if you are a gamer, you are doing yourself a disservice. Definitely go give the Nier franchise a chance. They just remade the first one. It's called Nier Replicant. The sequel to that game is Nier Automata, which is the one that's getting an anime adaptation. Mm-hmm. It is good. And if you don't want to go play the games, this is definitely a nice chance to just get into the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, I hope this adaptation is good.
I really do. I really hope it is good. I think it's been a hot second since we had like a video game TV adaptation. Even, I guess, as far as just like an anime adaptation, like I really hope it's good. I just really hope it's good, They got all the lore they need right there. They just got to execute. They just got to go and execute. Moving on from that. The Legend of Arceus is getting a web series. Pokemon Legend of Arceus is getting a web series. As you all know, Pokemon Legend Arceus, the video game, just came out last month. It was, doing wonders. It's been a big hit for Pokemon, and hopefully, they continue to do that and give everybody what they want. And apparently that's, what they are doing, because the Gen 9 just got announced today. and it looks like it's going to be another Legend style game. So things like they planned ahead for this, and they're giving the people what they want, and hopefully they, like I said, they continue the streak they got going on.
They're excited to see both of these. Pokemon does pretty well on their web series. If you haven't checked them out, they're on YouTube for free. So, go look them up when you can.
All right. And that is all the... Well, nope. I got one more council announcement. Strike that. So, the JJK movie, JJK Zero, comes out on March 18th. We will be going and watching it, and we will be doing a movie review on that movie. So, be on the lookout for that. Won't happen for a few weeks from now because, we got to wait for the movie to come out, of course. But we are planning to do a movie review. So, just keep that in mind. And yeah. So with that being said, that is the end of our council announcements, and we're going to hop right into the episode. So last 2 episodes, we started with Case Study of Vanitas, but we're going to switch it up this week. And this week, we are going to start it up with Attack on Titan, episode 83, Pride. And we're going to hop right into our first section from what we learned for this episode. So since this happened at the beginning, we're just going ahead and start and talk about this for the beginning. So we got the resolution to whether Connie was gonna turn his mother into a Titan or not. We finally got the resolution to see that, and I just want to say I was wrong about how it was gonna go down, but I was close.
I was close. You weren't that bad. The fake out when he started using the gears, I definitely thought I was like, "Oh, Alex might have been right," and then I was like, "Oh." Hold on now.
I was close. I was close. But anyway, so Connie finally gets Falco. Now, is that his name, Falco? Yeah, Falco. Yeah, thank you. Connie finally gets Falco to his mother. And, Falco was like, what are you going to do with this site now that we're here? Now, hilariously, I don't know what Connie thought this plan was going to do. But his plan was to act like they was going to brush their Titan teeth. In what world would we be brushing the teeth of a Titan? Out of all the time this man had to come up with a plan, that is the plan he came up with?
My thing was, I was just mad that Falco was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, he agreed, and I was like, I don't know if that was a lie agreement, because we don't get a chance to see him try and run away, because Armin and Gabby show up by this time. But I was just like, were you really about to help this man brush Titan's teeth? Like, are you crazy?
But anyways, so Connie's, I don't know what his plan was, but anyways, we go from there. Armin and Gabby, it's still fuck Gabby, by the way. Armin and Gabby show up, and they're here to stop Connie. So for those who don't know, last week I theorized that Armin was potentially going to kill Connie's mother. That is not what happened. So what we got instead was Armin was going to basically commit suicide, basically. Yeah. He was going to sacrifice himself, and he was going to let himself get eaten by Connie's mother. I don't think that would have been the brightest thing to do. I guess you kind of stop whatever conflict you had going on with your friend, but at the same time, the rest of the group loses you, Armin. So what is Connie's mother going to help with the situation that's going on now? I mean, I think just don't understand.
One, besides like what Connie said, because I think what he said was correct, that my mom, there's no way his mom probably could have dealt with like the reality of like, oh man, I've ate my son's friend to like continue to live. Granted, she probably wouldn't be able to deal with Falco's thing either, so I thought that was also just like wow. But I think it's just a testament to how crazy shit is right now, because the world is damn near about to the world besides parody is about to get destroyed, and people on their last ropes. They don't know what the fuck going on. We don't know what to do. Why? Hey, Armin, like, look, man, if you want this that bad, I'll do it. But we ain't killing no kid.
So you know what? I'm gonna ask you this question. You put yourself in Armin's shoes. What are you doing? Are you sacrificing yourself, or are you gonna kill
I'm punching Connie in the...
I guess Falco or his mother. Well, I guess what would you do, maybe?
I'm punching Connie in the face and be like, look, man, it's bad, but it's not murder a child bad.
I mean, but he has the blade up to Falco's neck, though. You still gonna risk rushing Connie?
Probably still, yeah. I don't think he would have killed him because the thing is, he would have lost his leverage.
So he would have went. So you just wouldn't win for Connie.
The thing is, Armin. If I was now, you said if I was in Armin's shoes, Armin, I don't think is strong enough to like beat Connie up. Like Armin's not a fighter.
I mean, you're not necessarily Armin. Like I'm not saying like you're Armin himself, but you're in his situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like I understand why Armin probably didn't rush Connie because there's no way Armin could have beat Connie in a fight. Like that's not Armin is not a CQC person. Me on the other hand, I'll scrap. I'll throw the ones.
I'm done. Okay, so
I'll throw the ones.
So everybody he would have fought Connie. That's what we're getting from this.
In my opinion, like if Connie was too slow, I would have died. And then now look at this. Now we ain't got a tactician. But like me, like Deck and my friend be like, Connie, this don't make sense. Like at the end of the day, this ain't right. And he knew it wasn't right. He was because the moment after he saved Armin, he was like, Dad, you know, I've been acting crazy. I just wanted my mom back, but at the same time, she told me to be a good soldier and save people. I would like to go save people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
I feel like all he needed was like a good smack to the head and be like, I'm tripping.
I feel
or someone to tell, because Armin, I think, did it the best way he could have done it. I just feel like if you could move faster than him, because there was no way he was going to slash that boy. Not the way he was thinking. All them flashbacks.
Okay. I don't know if I necessarily would have rushed Connie himself. I think I would have used Connie's mother as leverage to get him to drop Falco.
The only thing is, I don't know how well threatening his mom would have done. Because the whole, like, if he... In my opinion,
I mean, the man kept his mother alive for 4 years. I think it would have. it would have been very effective.
But my thing is, I just know that the way in anime that works, fist fights tend to make people friends again. I don't understand it. Naruto and Sasuke blew off each other's arms, and now they're buddy. So that's why I'm just saying, like threatening his mom. I don't know what the result would have been. I just felt like the cooperation between the team that we probably would need later probably would not be as solid because Connie in the back of his head was like, this motherfucker threatened to kill my mother or killed my mother the whole time, in the back of his head. So.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, moving on from that, before we go to our next little section right here, I just wanted to also mention the small little fact we learned in this episode. All the Colossal Titans have officially left Paradise. They're just continuing the march, but they have all gotten out of the city now. Just wanted to touch upon that little small fact right there. But moving on to our next section, though, we're gonna call it the Avengers have assembled here. But we got a group of people, coming together to form a plan to stop Aaron, and we're gonna run through that now. So after Connie's and Armin's whole debacle, they come back to the city and they have a run-in with Annie, which actually surprised the fuck out of me because I figured that Annie was long gone by now.
Well, it wasn't the main city. It was probably one of the outside.
One of those outskirts cities.
There's 3 cities, so it was probably one of those, or probably one of the outside cities.
Well that makes more sense now because I thought they was back in Paradise.
No. I mean, they were all. I mean, they were. The
island, but I forget what the last.
Yeah, I forget what the last one was called, but they were probably like in like the second walled city or whatever.
Like that, yeah.
And they were just like, "Oh shit, let's eat and like figure out what we're gonna do." It was like, well, Annie escaped, and then she started choking on the shit she was eating. And it was like, "Oh fuck, you're right there." I thought that was hilarious, but
correct. So they meet up with Annie. Annie decides to join them for whatever reason, and she ditched Hitch, goddammit. She ditched Hitch, and now Annie is with Connie and Armin. We go from there, and we come to Jean and Mikasa. Jean and Mikasa are still in the castle, just watching Floch be Floch. It's still fuck Floch.
Well, Mikasa isn't really watching Floch. She's just kind of around.
Well, I'll say that because the first scene, Floch was giving his big speech, and Mikasa was in the back.
She was there.
Yeah, she was in the back.
I forgot.
But anyways, fast forwarding from Floch giving his "fuck the world" speech, we come to the execution of Yelena and I do not want to mispronounce his name, so I'm gonna let McMillian say it.
Occupone.
There we go. All right.
If I mess that up, I do apologize.
So we flash forward to where Floch is about to execute these two people. And before that happens, somewhere between this instant, John and Mikasa met up with Hanj and Peak, and they formed a plan together to come together and stop Eren. But when did they do that? Who knows? Anyways, Jean sends the signal, shoots 4 times. Peak come through, crashing through the walls, grabs Jean, Yelena, and old boy. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to pronounce it. You know who I'm talking about. Grabs old boy and dip. At that is happening, Mikasa, Arma, Connie, and Annie, they got carts, they got supplies, they got weapons, they got food. They're taking all this and they're heading out of the city. Now, when the hell did they have time to plan all this? We was talking about this off camera, but when the hell did they have time to meet up with Hanj and discuss this plan?
Yeah, because
that's what I want to know.
In the beginning of the episode, we get to see Levi and all the Levi, Hanj, Peak, and like the only Marlene commander who we've seen like throughout the season. They struck a deal or some shit, and we don't see them ever again to the end of this episode. So we just like, how did this get orchestrated? Who orchestrated? Who was sending out the letters?
And so as they're fleeing the city, they go and meet up with Reiner, and now they're bringing along Reiner with them for the ride. Because I mean, why not? You know, he's the armor titan. We need some more muscle. Why not bring Reiner along with us?
Yeah, we need people to stop this giant monstrosity. Why not get the other lesser monstrosities?
They basically woke him up and said, "Hey, get up. We're going to save the world. We're going to save the world. Grab your things. It's time to save the world." Oh man, but yep, the Avengers have assembled. So now the group consists of, run through this real quick: Mikasa, Armin, Connie, Jean, Falco, Gabby, and Reiner. That's our one group right there. And Annie, sorry, that's our first group. And then our second group: Levi, Hanj, Peak, the Marlene commander, Jean. I already said Jean, Yelena, old boy. Y'all know whose name is. And that is our second group. I'm assuming that at one point they're all going to come together. I wouldn't see why not. They're all heading to the same destination. So at one point, probably next episode, they're all going to come together and they are moving to stop Eren, which is also another interesting thing to think about, that at least Mikasa, referring to Mikasa and Armin, that they made the decision to say, hey, yeah, even though Eren is our friend and he's doing this for us, he's doing this for, his people or not, they still don't agree with world domination, basically, just killing it. Yeah, world genocide. They don't agree with it, so they're gonna go and try and stop him. What can they do to stop him? Who knows? But they're gonna try. I
mean, they gotta look. You gotta draw the line somewhere. You gotta call your friends out when they fucking up. And I mean, I understand why he made this decision. I completely understand. Do I condone it? No, genocide is never the answer, because that's wild as hell. But I mean, we will have to wait and see how the hell this all plays out. Because in my head, I still don't know. A thunder spirit can't hurt that, right?
It might, depending on because from the way it looked like it was all like skeleton and bones and stuff. So maybe a thunder spirit could do something to it.
Maybe. I just know that thing.
I mean, honestly, if anything could do something to it, I think it would be a thunder spirit instead of their regular little blades.
Probably. I'm just saying, like, we got 3 Titans. One of them don't know how to use his abilities. Oh no, we have 4 Titans, but Annie is so weak right now. I don't know if her transform would even help.
She might be. Well, she has gotten a chance to put food on her stomach now, and she had a chance to rest, so she might be a little bit better now.
I don't know how much just one pie is gonna do, or like.
It's better than 0 pies.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. You're not wrong.
It's better than 0 pies.
Pies is apparently very fulfilling, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know what. 4 Titans, one of them being possibly at half power just because of how long she's been encased,
Mhm.
like her heart and hardened. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure that has effects on her body besides her just being like starving.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't move around for a while in real life, your body starts to
It get
like
weak
you
and stuff.
lose
Yeah,
you lose
strength.
muscle
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So and then Falco doesn't know what his Titan how to even use his Titan yet. Like
correct.
he has in theory probably, but he doesn't. Theory and practice are two different things. So I'm just like,
I mean, listen.
oh,
I don't know what they're gonna do either, but they got Levi and FaZe Gabby. So
but Levi crippled, right? He looked like the Attack on Titan version of Professor X.
Did you not see that determination in that man's eye?
I did, but determination it does not let you become non-crippled. That boy is good and fucked up right now.
Hey, listen, that man. I bet he can still move around though to some extent. Listen, Levi gonna show y'all. He gonna show y'all why he's the real protagonist of this anime.
We will have to see. But I guess like with that being said, Ace, since you asked me a question, do you think that if you were part of like a team to go take out Eldritch God, Aaron, do you think like, and you were a friend of his, knowing all the things of why he's doing, do you think you would join this team, or do you think you'd be on the fence?
That is a good question, and to be honest with you, I don't know what the hell I would do in that situation, because I don't know what I would do now as a viewer. So if I'm actually living in that world, I don't know what the hell I would do. It's thousands of Colossus of Titans out there. What are we supposed to do to stop Aaron? Like, I don't know. I guess really it would. I guess at the end of the day, it would depend on how close I was to Aaron at the end of the day, or to somebody else in the group to make me feel like, okay, I guess since y'all going to save the world, I might as well come with y'all too. I guess be staying here with the Jaegerish, you know what I mean? So
that it's funny. I didn't even think about that. Would I join just to not deal with fucking Floch and his bullshit?
Yeah,
probably.
It's probably better than dealing with Floch at the end of the day. So I might Colossal Titans or Floch. Titans, Floch.
The Floch.
I guess I'll go deal with the Titans, because if I had to stay here with Floch, I might have to kill everybody in this whole city fooling around with him.
For me, if I put myself in this situation, I think it'd be hard to join up like with the thing to be like, let's go kill my friend who's trying to make sure we all have peace. Like we have peace, because if not, they just try and kill all of us. But at the end of the day, I think I'd have to do it, because I'm just like killing everybody for the wrongdoings of a few people is not.
No, because like I feel you, because like you go and destroy Marley. I'm fine with that. I fuck with that. They fucked with us first. They had it coming. I'm good. Destroying the whole world. All right, now, Aaron, you got a little too much dip on your chip. Like what are we? This is not what we talked about. We had one singular goal, and now you just expanded upon that. This is, what are we doing here? But like I said, I honestly, like I said, really just for me, I guess it would depend on how close I was to Aaron, or somebody in the group that really just made me feel like, like I guess I have to come now. If you guys are going, you're like, fuck it, I'm going to. And then, like I said, do I really want to stay here and deal with the Jaegerish as well? So at this point, it's just pick your poison, Pick your poison. But yeah. And for the last thing we learned today, so if you haven't followed us along with us, we've been theorizing on why the fuck we have not seen Zeke yet. Is this man dead or alive? And apparently, via Hanj, Aaron has this man. He still needs Zeke's Zeke's warrior blood. There we go. He still needs Zeke's warrior blood to access the Fountain Titan's power. So that man got him trapped up somewhere with him on the Fountain Titan up there. So it looks like, if I had to guess, I think their game plan is going to be kill Zeke. At least I know that's Levi's game plan for the most part. Yeah. Kill Zeke, and therefore Aaron can't use the Fountain Titan's powers anymore. Therefore, all the Colossal Titans will stop. Well, no, I guess. Well, now my question is: say they do kill Zeke, right? And they disconnect Aaron from the Fountain Titan. What the hell happens to the Colossal Titans? Do they just stop? Are they going to continue to march? What are they gonna do?
That is a good question, because I guess they only received one command, I'm assuming, from Aaron, which is just fuck this shit up. I don't know what happens if you just like in movies. It's like, oh, they killed the mother brain, they all die, but I don't think that's gonna how it's gonna work with Attack on Titan, just based off what I've seen before. So I mean, it'll be interesting.
So
to figure out.
I mean that we won't have to see what's going on. But yeah, the Avengers have assembled. They're going to stop Eren, who is the antagonist / protagonist of this show. And yeah. I'm just gonna have to see where it goes from here. And we're gonna move on to what we dislike now. And
I mean, we basically we basically already talked about what I disliked, which was just how the fuck did the Avengers assemble without them notes? I just need who was sending the letters, because that just was the symbol just happened to.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. Like thinking about it, I can put 2 and 2 together. But just from what they visually showed us, I do agree with you. They didn't.
It was like
show us who made what happened. Did Hanj come back to the city? Did she send Peak? Even though we know Peak was there, did she tell Peak go tell because of this and that? We didn't get none of that. It's just here's the plan. Go execute it, and we just saw him execute it basically. So I will agree with you on that. It was a little weird, but like I said, just for me being able to put 2 and 2 together, I pieced it together.
I mean, you can, like I said, probably from watching business, you can guess maybe how the events lined up, but the thing is, they don't show it. Correct. So it's kind of like, how did this time for? How did this?
How does everything line up? No, I feel you.
Who was orchestrating this? Because he had to go. Armin had to go this way. Mikasa was over here.
Yeah.
Mikasa Jones
who sent out the bat signal?
Yeah, y'all niggas was in the forest.
No, I feel you. No, 100%. No, well, for me, other than fuck Flosh, is gonna be on here until probably the end of the series right now. So other than fuck Flosh, for me, I just still can't wrap my head around what the fuck Connie plan was for Falco. No, I don't agree with him feeding his mother to the Titan, but the plan that this man came up with. What the hell are we doing, Connie? Yes, the brushing the teeth.
No, that was
what are we doing?
Dumb. That was dumb.
What are we doing? Like I said, you had ample amount of time to think about what the fuck you was gonna do once you got there, and that is what you came up with.
That's the thing. I don't think he was ever gonna go through with it. I feel like that if your plan is that, I don't think you was really gonna go through with it. I think you was entertaining the idea, but I don't think he was gonna do it.
I don't know. I think if Armin and Armin and Gabby ain't show up, I think he would have went through with it.
Yeah, he was regretting.
Unless like you said, because he was debating his mind, like he's such an innocent boy and stuff like that. Unless the guilt just really just started eating him alive, then yes, okay, he wouldn't have went through with it.
I just said, one, the plan was dumb. 2, all the regrets. The execution was not there. So,
well, all right. Well, we're gonna move on to our favorite scenes now, and I really only have one, and it was at the point where Yelena and Oba was finna get executed, and let me tell you why. Because I thought before that, when Flosh was giving his "fuck the world" speech, I thought Jean was gonna kill him then. I just thought he was just gonna stab him in the back or something, and then just fuck Flosh, this ain't the way we go. We're finna go about this and go from there. But that ain't what we got. We fast forward to the execution. When the execution was going on, I thought he was gonna kill Flosh then. He didn't. Especially when he shot at the ground and stuff. Well, we didn't see him at first shoot at the ground, but when he shot the gun, I thought that was him taking Flosh out as well. Turns out that was not the case as well. And then here comes Pete crashing through the wall, saving everybody. But then even on top of that, when Pete came crashing through the wall and he pushes Flosh out the way, and I'm like, John, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you save him? And then, they fast forward to, them being in the river and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I see what you're doing. Because I said, the plot twist, it got me. I thought John was going to kill Flosh, but that is not what happened at all.
I do like that scene. It's actually, it's funny enough, also one of my favorite scenes, but not for that reason. On Capone, probably butcher his name.
I'm just calling him old boy. I dubbed him old boy for this episode.
Oh, hey, safe. I just wanted to make an attempt. His speech on xenophobia to the rest of the
Jaegerists.
the Jaegerists, and Eldians. I just thought, I was like, yes, you tell him. You tell him, black man.
Now listen. When I was watching that scene, I was like, if they kill this man on Black History Month, I know something.
I know something fucked up, right?
I know something. Not on Black History Month. At least wait till next week. Like, come on now.
But that I like that scene for that reason. Like I if anything, the confrontation of stuff like that, I was really into. I was like, what the fuck is about to happen? Did not expect Cart Titan to show the fuck up, but regardless, like that. That scene was
like
really,
I said, I thought he was
really,
gonna offload Shaz.
Yeah, really well done. Besides that, we kind of already touched on it. Annie just being at that fucking table, stuff in her face, hilarious.
It was,
because even Connie was like getting catharsis from it. He was like, "Oh, this old Titan bitch, we used to be afraid of her. She's stuffing her face like a pig." It was just funny because I was like, "Oh, we needed this.
Yeah,
the world's ending, and you guys are." I was like, "That was a nice little moment." But those are my favorite scenes.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and rate this bad boy, and I think at least a solid 8 for me.
Oh, I have that same.
Okay,
I thought this was a lot.
We was on the same page then.
I thought this was a lot more of an upswing from last week's episode. There was a lot more. I felt like engagement in this one because, like I said, last week's episode, not that it was bad. It was just a staging episode, so I felt like there wasn't really much to sink my teeth into. But this one, we had Levi and Hanj make that deal at the beginning. We get the conflict between Armin and Connie, and then like with these little random moments, and as well as like the plot twist with, oh, we've been working with these people the whole time. How? You figure it out. But like all that together, I was like, this is a really I just really liked it. Was a lot more engaging than I felt like last week's episode. So I was like, this is definitely an 8. Like this was much more of a
yeah, like, no, I feel you.
Attention grab.
No, I feel you. Really, just for all the same reasons just mentioned. Plus, on top of that, like I said, was theorizing about what happened to Zeke, and so for the fact that we finally got some more information about where Zeke could possibly, I'm pretty sure he is with Eren, like Hans just said, and so that also gives you a kind of idea of if they would be able to stop Eren, like this could be technically their only way will be to kill Zeke. So just to get that whole revelation as well to add on top of everything you already said, I feel like it was good, a combination of everything. So yeah, but all right, and we're going to. With that being said, we're done with Attack on Titan, and we're going to move on to our last anime for today, the Case Study of Vanitas, episode 19, Snowflyer. And before we get started, I just want to say these past few episodes of Vanitas have been bangers, one after another.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They've just been cutting up. They have been cutting the fuck up. This is just good. Anyway, so we're gonna jump right into our what we learned topic, and we're gonna start with the Chloe saga. That's what we're gonna call this first little chapter right here, the Chloe saga. So, we finally got to learn the name of Chloe's malnomen today. It's called the Mille Theater of Ice and Snow. Oh snap! What's going on? Of Ice and Snow. And basically, those afflicted by this malady become trapped in a closed world where the longer they stay there, their soul slowly starts to get destroyed.
Yeah,
and so they have to be, released from that prison. Also,
but the only way to do so is if they reject the prison.
Correct. I was just about to say that. Yes, the person themselves is not just a regular curse that Vanitas can undo by himself. Like McMillian just mentioned, the actual curse bearer has to also reject the world in order for Vanitas then to go and do what he has to do in order to save them. It's basically a 2-part curse breaking right here. It's not just Vanitas just doing his thing. So, but that was that, and we basically also got the end of Chloe's arc. Basically, we got to understand why this basically came to a culmination because we learned more about her backstory when she mentioned that how her father always wanted to bring her back into a human, but really she just wanted to be accepted for who she was as a person. Even though, like, yes, I may be a vampire now, but I'm still Chloe. So why can't you just love me for who I am? And with that being said, she ended up feeling alone her entire life, basically. Yeah. And, one thing led to another, and, here we are today.
Yep. It was really nice to see just basically like all the things that kind of just led. I mean, you could probably piece it together yourself from watching like this series. Like it was done in a very nice way to where you could have guessed all this, but like it was good to see the things that really was going inside her head that made her probably one become a curse bearer. Besides like trying to help, Jean-Jacques, but also too like why she was such in despair. Because me and Ace were talking last week, like. If you win against Nania, why would you plan to still off yourself? Like you would still be, around the people that you would still be surrounded by people. Well, at least a person that loves you. But at the end of the day, she thought her existence. I mean, like if she was growing up with her parental figure being like, "Yo, your existence, this isn't right." So I mean, there was probably a whole. I mean, not even probably, but we got to learn there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, with that.
Correct.
So
Chloe ends up rejecting her prison. Vanitas is able to save her. The closed world is now dispelled. They come back out into a field of blue flowers, the same blue flowers we saw like we normally see throughout this series. And she basically, tells Jean-Jacques after a long, lengthy little not very long, but after a little short, lengthy discussion, she tells Jean-Jacques, she's sorry for everything. She was being very what's the word? What was the word? Selfish. There we go. She was being very selfish for her actions, and she really, after Jean-Jacques been saying, why would you leave me by herself? And then she just basically agreed with him. I was selfish for trying to leave you here by yourself. Let's just go. Let's go live together.
Yeah, and we got a really nice scene probably around that as well, where both Jean-Jacques and while like Vanitas was healing Chloe, but both Jean-Jacques and Janae reaching out and pulling Chloe like into them, and it was like it was the nice like little scene because it was also like catharsis for like Janae who could not reach out before and save her because of like the whole being a brewer training and stuff like that. So
yeah, and then at the end of little Chloe's little saga right here, which I'm glad they touched upon because I was thinking about this the whole time I was watching the episode. So after Vanitas cures Chloe, he then goes to cure Jean-Jacques. And I was thinking that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, well, damn, are you not gonna, cure John as well? I'm like, we're just gonna leave this man as the beast. Like, this is one of the main reasons we came here for. But basically it was John's decision at the end of the day to lift the curse from off of him, because he mentioned how he became the beast basically to protect Chloe, but he was saying that if at the end of the day, if it's gonna hurt her, he's just gonna have to use his own strength to protect Chloe. And so he made the decision to let Vanitas lift the curse on him and just be Jean-Jacques once again. And so the beast is no more, and hopefully John and Chloe can live happily ever after. But as we know, Nania is still out there somewhere doing God knows what. Will she come back to mess with them? Hopefully not. But
we know it.
Yeah, and now. Then also not the church, but the Lord Ruthven, and the church potentially may also still chase after them as well. So there's that aspect as well. So they might have to go into hiding. Who knows where they go into hiding? But something's gonna have to give. They're not just fully safe just yet. So
Chloe and Jean-Jacques have a tough road ahead of them, but I'm pretty sure they'll make it out fine, considering they now not only have each other, but they have allies within, like as Vanitas, Noi, and Janae. So
correct. So do you think we'll see these characters again later on in the series?
I don't know how early, but I'm pretty sure they'll make their rounds eventually.
Eventually, one way or another.
Yeah, because to me, they just it doesn't make sense in my mind to waste them. They're pretty good characters, and we spent like a whole arc developing them. But I feel like they're going to disappear for a while, though. Like I think it's definitely like they're going to travel on their own, and at some point we might need more help or assistance from vampires, and that's when
they'll pop.
Hey, we got people to call.
Yeah,
we got numbers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. That's the end of our Chloe saga right here. It ended with a very nice conclusion, but like I just said, at the end of the day, they're still not totally safe just yet. They still have enemies chasing after them. So, but
it does not look like what I predicted was going to happen.
I'm glad it did not, because listen, I was going to be one upset fellow over here if Nania would have reared her head and cause some more ruckus. And I was gonna blame you. I was gonna blame you.
I understand. I delivered bad news, and it turned out to be true.
I was gonna blame you. Had that happened, this whole episode would just been. We're not even talking about Vanitas. We're just ripping on McMillian because he caused his bad. He caused his bad omen. Everybody.
Vanitas has already shown me that they are good at setting up good emotional payoffs. So, and they can either hurt you or make you feel good. Today was a feel good one. It don't mean that bad one ain't coming. That's all I gotta say.
I'm done. Well, all right, so yeah, that's the end of the Chloe saga, and we're going to head on to the next little chapter right here. We're going to just dub this one, Astolfo versus Noe. So, as many of you all know, if you've been watching the series last episode, Astolfo and Noe was getting into a little scrap, and we picked back up with the scrap in this episode. But before their fight continues, we have a flashback with Vanitas, Noe, and Ronaldo. That's this man's name, right? Roland. There it is, not Ronaldo. Roland. Yeah. We have a flashback with them three. Roland mentions to Noe, Noe mentions to Roland first that he might have to fight Astolfo at one point, and then Roland mentions to him that, I understand you got to do what you got to do, but then he also mentioned that Astolfo's family was killed by vampires. Just threw it out, just bluntly threw it out there.
So they knew before us, the audience, found out that it was going to happen. But even with that being said, Roland did say, he can be standoffish due to it. Mm-hmm. That's probably why he can't work with you. But in reality, he's a very kind person that a lot of bad things happen to. So
correct. But then at the end of the day, Vanitas was telling him, you can't let what happened to Astolfo in the past, reflect on your decisions on how you deal with the situation. At the end of the day, he has still killed a lot of people and he's done some bad things. So when it comes to it, if you have to stop him, do what you need to do and stop this man. Just don't let what happened to him in the past stop you. You know what I mean?
But when did he stop him?
that he did. And so the fight continues, and push come to shove, my boy Noe gets his arm exploded off. Did not see this coming.
That was But
can vampires reattach limbs? I don't know.
I mean, that's what it seemed like from what one of the Dampire guys that they roll with was saying. He was like, I have it just in case so we could attempt to reattach it. But man, that was a good fight because it illustrated the resolve of the two characters. I felt like really good because Noe was like, I'm really trying not to kill this motherfucker, but I gotta do it
for Chloe and Jean.
I gotta do this shit right here, and he didn't kill him, but he fucked him up.
Oh yeah, no, he fucked him up. He fucked him up.
It was a really good scene between those two characters.
And so when that fight was happening, the bubble was still up and enclosed, but after Chloe's trapped the world let down, Astolfo and Noe meet again. So Astolfo is still trying to fight Noe, but Roland pulls up and basically stops him. At this point, Astolfo is basically having a mind break. And we learned that Roland was actually the person that killed the vampire that killed all of Astolfo's family and basically, took him under his wings. And that's pretty much why Astolfo is a Cheshire at this point. Yeah, was because of Roland.
He probably became a Cheshire because of his family.
Well, that too, but I mean,
the reason he's alive.
Yeah, he already, but he had connections with Roland and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure after that happened, he really had nowhere else to go, and he probably went with Roland. You know what I mean? So. It's just like,
I don't doubt that. But also, like, upon seeing him, we get this, like, it really felt so bad, too. But they did such a good job of, like, showing, like, the PTSD that Astolfo is dealing with. Because the moment he saw Roland, it was like he transformed right back into kid and stuff. And he was just like, please save my sister. Fully knowing now at his age, at this time, his sister is most likely gone. Yeah.
No, so, like I said last episode, after seeing Astolfo's backstory, I understand why he has so much rage built up inside of him.
I do not. Well, I mean, you like Vinny said, he is responsible for his actions.
No, correct.
You can blame him for the things that he's done, but to say that I have no empathy for this character would be a mistake. Now.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like. They did a good job making you feel for Astolfo, even though he's done many bad things. So it almost like it puts you in the shoes of Vanitas as well. Like, do we feel sorry for him, or do we, like Vanitas said, do we judge him by the things he has done? Because like you mentioned, he's the one who did his own actions. That was up to him. So even though some stuff bad things happen to you at the end of the day, you're still the one responsible for your own actions at the end of the day. And it just makes you think. Just really makes you think. And so that was the end of the Astolfo and Noe conflict. And will we see Astolfo again? I'm pretty sure we will. How will that go down once he comes back? Who knows?
Yeah.
He might have, like, some of the anger might let go after this encounter, but then at the same time,
I don't know. I think
he might just stay true to his character, and when he see Noe again, it might just be on sight again. So
because I was about to say, I think he has developed. I'm pretty sure, unless some major therapy happens for this character, I think Noe is his new rival, or like a thirst. Like, okay. I'm pretty sure he's gonna hold a grudge against Noe.
No, I feel you. And all right. And so before we talk about our last big little chapter we got right here, we want to talk about a small one. So, throughout this, me and McMillian was theorizing that the half human, half vampires, the Dampiers that was with Vanitas and Noe, that they had ulterior motives besides the alteration engine. And we also theorized that maybe that their true goal was to get the divine tear stone from the alteration engine, and we were correct. At the end of this episode, they showed a small little scene where they had the divine tear stone in their hand. That's what they came here for. I'm glad you reminded me of this. So, McMillian reminded me of the guy who they're working for. They're working for Sir Francis Varney, otherwise referred to as the Clockwork Fiend. If I'm not mistaken, we have not got yet introduced to this character.
We haven't got introduced, but we did when the Nania thing happened, and like all the vampires, since they showed a little image, a still image of him.
Okay.
Like, I don't know where he was, but apparently he also sensed Nania. Well, Queen, I forget her. I'm not remember her name. Faustina coming, well, basically taking her back her like true form.
Okay, you're talking about that scene. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when they like flash between everybody, it showed like a very small flash of him. So he apparently is a powerful vampire of some sort if he can sense when that happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because I was about to say, almost maybe everybody sensed it, because I think his name is Luke. He sensed it as well.
But Luke is related to the Queen.
Lucas, remember? Yeah, you're right. No, you're correct. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, so they have the divine tear stone now. What is the Clockwork Fiend gonna do with it? Who knows? Maybe make some type of contraption similar to the alteration engine with it. Maybe not exactly, something like the alteration engine, but he's gonna use it to build some sort of contraption with it, because he works on machines and stuff. So he's gonna use it to build some sort of contraption.
And if he asks for it, who knows what he could? I don't know. I mean, the only thing we do know is that the book of Aeneas also operates off the same tear stone.
Correct. We're gonna get to that.
Maybe I'm just thinking, like, theorizing. Maybe every vampire knows about the book of Aeneas. Maybe the Clockwork person's trying to make their own type of book. Who knows? In a way,
that would be an interesting take on it.
Because I highly doubt that vampires want to keep only one person who can curse/cure curses. So maybe he wants to make his own type of book of Vanitas. I mean, considering he has the people working for him working with Vanitas so closely in the first place.
That's an interesting theory, but then at the same time, it just seems like most of the vampires really don't care about saving the cursed vampires. Is really just, if a cursed vampire come up, I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying, like, this Varney guy or the Clockwork Fiend, he might be different.
He might be. You're right.
He has the people working under him working with Vanitas in the first place. A guy who's helping to cure cursed vampires. So, and even though it was, I guess, for the core of the alteration, he still sent Vanitas on the trail of Chloe. So,
I mean, yeah, but then at the same time, maybe he figured that using Vanitas would be his best chance at getting the.
I mean,
the stone
I'm not saying that it couldn't be that. I'm just saying, like, he could have more than that could have been a part of his motive of will was to help out this vampire.
Was to help out, yeah, okay. No, okay.
Like his main goal could have still been to get the tear, but
yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that. Okay. And all right, so with that being said, we're gonna head on to our last little chapter right here. We're just gonna call it the Vanitas chapter. So, at the beginning of this episode, and also last episode, me and McMillian was theorizing, what if Vanitas would not be able to actually save Chloe? Because, we have not seen Vanitas fail at saving a curse bearer yet. And that's when we got the reveal of what Chloe's malnomen was, and that it could actually go wrong if Chloe does not reject the world. He would not be able to save her. Like, it would have been one of those moments where he would have finally failed. But we did not get that. He succeeded, and he broke the curse. Now, so we move on from there. After he breaks the curse, we get a scene where we see the mark on his arm is actually starting to spread. So with that being said, do you think that mark is killing him, or do you think that maybe is doing something else to him? What do you think was going on with this mark?
At this point in time, I really have no dog in this fight. Like, I have no bets. I don't know. It could be anything. It didn't look. It doesn't look like the thing causes him pain, because when he was doing it, it wasn't like he was wincing from pain or anything like that. It was just noticing.
Unless he's just good at hiding it.
Unless he was good at hiding it, because he was like, "Oh shit, it's spreading." It's always said like after he cured Chloe and he fell into like the bed of flowers. He looked at his arm and he was just like, "It's as I use the book more, basically, this thing continues to spread."
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what it could be. It could. We know that the blue tear stone is important to like altering the fabric of reality, apparently, because it works in the arbitration engine. The only thing I can think of right now maybe is that like Vanitas could be, his physical body might be breaking down as this thing continues to spread, as he continues to change reality. He himself could potentially remove himself from it, or something else. Or he could be becoming a blue moon vampire.
Yeah. For me personally, I would like to think that it's not just going to necessarily kill him, but maybe, like you said, it's going to do something else to his body. What that is, I'm not sure. But I don't think that it's just going to upright and kill him, though.
I would hope not, but I can't lie and not say that could be a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility. It's just that I just don't think that's the route that they would go for, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I could be totally wrong, and then yes, it could just be that he's just slowly dying, and that is just what it might just be. I just feel like the way that the Case Study of Vanitas has been doing their mysteries and stuff like that, I just feel like that spread on his arm will not be something as simple, not necessarily something as simple as just killing them, but I just don't think it'll just be just that. Just the more spread, like I said, he's just gonna die at one point.
I don't think he's, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be exactly death. He might disappear. Like, he might be putting his essence into like whatever that mark is, could be turning him into like an essence of blue tear stone or something like that, because it's related to it. I was saying like he himself might disappear.
Correct.
Granted, we know that's not how the series ends, because this series is like it's almost like a flashback, because it starts with Noi talking about like, this is the story of how I ended up like killing him, basically. So.
Okay. But also moving on from that, when he uses the book this time, he mentions a name and he says, "Luna, lend me your power." Who do you think Luna is? Do you think Luna is the other boy that was with him, or do you think it was that figure we saw in his flashbacks, be it male or female?
Again, I still think that's the regular. I think the figure that we keep seeing and not the face of it, I think that's the original.
The original Vanitas.
I think it's the original Vanitas. Or at least someone close to him. I'm not sure. Luna, I think, is his brother. The person we've been seeing in the flashbacks and stuff like that. That's obviously still important to him, because when the doctor taunted him with it, he got real
upset.
So I think it was his brother, because that seems to be like the only other person Vanitas probably was close with.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know if they both had like training in using the Book of Vanitas to do whatever like Vanitas is currently doing right now, but that's the one that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Unless the figure we've been seeing in this thing isn't the actual Vanitas, but a person who was in love with the original Vanitas and is named Luna. But my instincts are saying safer bet would be that it's his brother, the other boy we see in the flashbacks with him.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm with you on that. If I had to make a guess, I would say it's his brother as well. If I had to make a guess, that would be my guess as well. It would be his brother. So, with that being said, moving on to the end. So towards the end of this episode, after Vanitas cures Chloe's curse, John A comes up to him, basically thanks him for saving Chloe and how tell him that without you I couldn't have saved Chloe. I finally got to right the mistake that I should have made a long time ago. And at the same time, John A basically kind of technically confesses her love for him. And then at the same time,
is that what it was? Is that what we're calling it? Because it was assault in my eyes. I don't know if it was,
but it was consent though, because he did give her permission.
I mean, yes. It was wild. That's all I know. And then immediately after, it was like, "Hey, remember you promised to kill me." Oh, what?
But then at the same time, it also looked like Vanitas also opened up his heart into the idea of letting Jeanne love him if it does come to that point.
Yeah, that's what was a big thing this episode was loved and being loved. It's interesting. It was very interesting. I would like to see how this develops more, considering all the stuff we know about Jeanne right now. I don't know how well this is going to end for anybody because it does. I don't know if, from what it seems, that Jeanne seems very convinced that whatever curse she has cannot be cured. That she has to just die.
That she does.
It's not cure me. It's kill me. I don't know.
That it is, like you said, we still don't know what the hell is going on with Jeanne and Vanitas. He already said it multiple times that he's not going to ask her. He's just going to wait until she wants to tell him. Mm-hmm. And so until that happens, we're just going to be left in the dark on what the hell happened to Jeanne.
If it was me, at this point, tell me what's going on. Because this is just, it's too much. It's too much.
But, I mean, also from the way this episode happened, is also alluding to the fact that maybe one day in this series that Vanitas may have to actually kill Jeanne. Because she keep mentioning that if one day I don't become myself, you got to kill me. And so with that being said, like you said, what do you have going on, Jeanne?
Yeah, prepare me. If you're going to at least make me do it, give me the courtesy of being informed of what the fuck I am dealing with. God.
So I mean, that's what the series look like is alluding to. That one day Vanitas might have to actually kill Jeanne, and then if that happens, that's kind of messed up because we just got the scene where from his flashback where we assume it to be the original Vanitas was mentioned that if you open up your heart one day, you'll find somebody to keep your heart warm and not let it be cold and die out and all mushy this and mushy that and stuff like that. It was a very touching moment, but however, that dream might get crushed if he has to end up killing this girl. It's no telling what it'll actually do to Vanitas to him as a person, especially if he really did finally open up to the idea of allowing Jeanne to love her. If he does have to end up killing her one day, oh man, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah. Look, I've been hurt by 86 Vanitas. Please don't do it. Please,
it's gonna be wild. And that's pretty much for what we learned from this episode section, and we're gonna move on to our next section, to our dislikes. And I'm gonna start with you, Millie. Do you have any dislikes for this episode?
Not really. Nothing. I felt like they told the story they wanted to tell. I could follow all of it. I was fine with everything that happened.
I agree. I don't have a dislike for this episode, and I don't even really if I can call this a nitpick, but something about Mirror It's just not sitting right in my spirit.
I feel you. I definitely think something's up with that cat, but but that's more of like a story thing than it would be like a dislike.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's just I don't know. It's just when
it's like a mental note. Like I'm like there's something going on with this cat. Yeah, besides just being comic relief.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just I don't know. You just seem to pop up and pop out at the right time. It just all seemed too convenient for me right now, Mur. Like I got my eyes on you. Okay, I got my eyes on you, Mur. Don't think I don't see you because I see you.
Exactly.
But no, other than like I said, that really wasn't a dislike. But I mean, yeah, I think that's like 3 episodes in a row, but we really didn't have a dislike for Case Study Of Vanitas. Like I said earlier, at the start of this section, Vanitas has been popping off these last few episodes. I don't know what the writer got going on. He or she is on crack right now.
I think it's a woman.
And
I think.
And the story, these last few episodes have just been good as hell, just a banger, one after another. And like McMillian said, I have nothing I can be mad about at all.
Yeah, quite honestly, with these last couple, there's nothing I can be mad about. Because even the last episode, it was just more of like, where the fuck did she go? You don't. I thank God she left at the same time. It's also a danger for her to just be out there doing God knows what.
Yeah, God knows what. Then potentially there might be more of something like her out there. Like who the hell knows what's going on with the Queen at this point? And like that reveal, like we mentioned last week, nothing is going to top that reveal. And I think until we see the original Vanitas.
More of, exactly. Unless we see more of her or the original, or like you said, the original Vanitas.
Like, that's just wild. But moving on from that, we're just gonna go to our favorite scenes. So McMillian, hit me. Favorite scenes for this episode.
Noe losing his hand. him being like, it's all or nothing, and beating like loot the explosion, and then him coming straight out of the smoke to just deliver that sweet straight to our stomach. That was great. You can't ask for something better than that. That shit was cinematic right there.
No, hey, listen, I'm with you on that. You can't ask for nothing better than that. That was also one of my favorite scenes. No need to dwell on it. You hit the head right on the nail. One of my other favorite scenes was after Vanitas lifted Chloe's spell, not spell. She basically socked John Jack. She was.
Oh yeah, she went. Okay, so that was also mine. We got to see Chloe basically become. I don't know if it would be Tsundere. I think it's a Tsundere, but that whole trope of her beating up John Jack and him being like, "How is this? I just helped you out."
Yeah, one of your classic romance anime, tropes. So.
Yeah, but it was a nice light moment, funny light moment after all that trauma that we technically got to see.
Yeah, we got going through some trauma. You're right. So, like, I agree with you. It was very nice, touchy, feely, warming stuff that we got to see after being, like you said, traumatized these past 2 episodes. So, we definitely needed that, and I'm glad it ended on letting you not stabbing somebody in the back. But here we are. That was one of my favorite scenes as well, and I think those are my only 2 favorite scenes, really.
That was it for me as well. So I guess with that being said, we can get to rating. And for me, this was also like, I'm debating giving it an 8 or a 9. It was such a nice.
I'm at least an 8. I'm debating on giving it a 9 because the way they concluded this arc was just so damn well done, and they wrapped up Chloe's arc and John's arc. We learned more about Vanitas and how he's basically opening it up to not only necessarily Janae, but also just the people around him, including Noe and all his other friends and stuff like that. He's gonna look like he's opening up to people more. And we was also right about our theory about old boys coming for the Tear Stone. So and
also like basically, I can't really say it any better. It's just, but also like, with all these revelations and them slowly like pulling on the mystery of like Vanitas' past, it makes me excited for this next arc that's about to begin. Because as we know, we just ended this one, so another one, at least the beginning of another one's right on the horizon. So I'm really excited to see what else it has more. But I guess with that, in between like 8.5 probably. I don't know if it like really it's so close to a 9, but it's not quite there.
It's not just quite there. No, I feel like I'm with you. Like I'm teetering between 8 and 9, but it's definitely an 8 though for me.
Yeah.
Like I can see myself giving a 9. I just don't, like you said, I just don't know if I'm quite there yet. But this was just a good ass episode. Like nothing to complain about. They just did a really good job this episode. Mm-hmm. Wrapped everybody's storyline up very nice and clean, and then like you said, mentioned before, also alluding to other stuff that's going to potentially be leading up to the next arc already in this same episode, as well as, like you mentioned, I'm pretty sure this is not the last time we're going to see Chloe and Jean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at one point or another they will return. So it's just a matter of when and what for, you know. And,
it's a lot to look forward to.
It is. The mysteries just keep piling on up. And all right, well, that's the end of the Case Study of Vanitas. And is there anything else you would like to say before we head on out of here, McMillian?
No, just like I said at the beginning, guys, if you haven't checked out Classroom of Elite, please do, so you can be excited for season 2.
I might have to check this out because I shit you good night, guys. I have not heard of this until I saw the announcement, and then I came and talked to McMillian about it. I have no idea what it is, but I'm gonna go check it out. And when I do, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about it. McMillian's already putting his step on it, so I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, it's not a shonen, it's not action, but it's more of like an intellectual type thing. I guarantee it's really interesting. You'll probably like the characters, especially the main character. Different than I feel like any main character you get from most anime. Like he really is kind of a contrast for most protagonists. But with that being said, guys, as always, thank you for coming out and watching us on YouTube. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let us know your thoughts on like the animes that we talked about. For my audio only listeners, please consider rating the episode real well and giving us a review. It helps helps us get the word out. Spread it to your friends, stuff like that.
Share the podcast.
Yep. As always, you can find us on Instagram at Gurren Otaku Council and on Twitter at Gurren Otaku. So that's how you get to stay up to date with the council. Guys, just enjoy your week. Enjoy everything and all things anime. We will catch you next time. Meeting adjourned. Peace.